Hey YouTube, Facebook, OK Farmer here. It's been a long day, worked the day job, then been planting wheat. Last time we were here and I shot a video, was following the Miami nightclub shootings, and here we are. We've had another mass shooting, and I wasn't going to do this anytime soon, just out of respect for the families and those that were injured or killed in Las Vegas. But today Hillary came out with pushing gun control, and Paul Ryan and his posse came out and they've politicized this event. I knew it was going to happen. I thought they would, just out of respect, maybe wait a little while, but clearly they aren't going to. And so in sitting in the tractor today listening to the radio, once again, just like with the Miami shootings, I hear all kinds of rhetoric and misstatements and miseducation, just misinformation, I guess is a better word, regarding firearms. And as many of you know, firearms are a passion of mine, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. But I guess another passion of mine is to just educate people. And if you form an opinion that's different than mine, but you were educated before you formed that opinion, I'm good with that. If you formed your opinion on misinformation and things out of the media, that's not okay. You need to know the facts before you make a decision or join in the rhetoric that's going out there. Social media and the news and even the workplace conversations around the water cooler fascinate me, how much misinformation is there. So anyway, tonight I just, hopefully really quickly, I say that every time and they turn into 23-minute videos, but tonight I wanted to just quickly talk about a few things. Today Hillary came out, her opening tweet was something to the effect of, just imagine if the NRA gets their way and suppressors are available to the public. Those poor people wouldn't have even known the shots were being fired. Some stupid statement like that. And I wanted to say, first of all, suppressors are available to the public. There is a process to go through to get one. You have to apply through ATF, the bat feed folks, and it's quite a process. And you pay a $200 tax stamp to get one, and it's a multi-month, 7-8 month process to get your blessing to own a suppressor. And let's talk about that a minute. That form and the things that you fill out to get that suppressor, they know everything about you, and I mean everything about you. So that's a pretty highly regulated, very restrictive. There's very few things that would have a more expansive form to fill out in this world than a suppressor. So know this, that if someone does own a suppressor, the ATF folks, the bat fee folks, they already know about you. They know where you live. They check up on you. They know a lot of things about you. So what more regulation do you want? The NRA is pushing for suppressors to be available without that whole process, and I think that that's a good idea. And let me talk briefly about suppressors. This is a 22 caliber semi-automatic pistol with a suppressor on it, and the suppressor just attaches or threads onto the barrel. This particular suppressor will fit several sizes or several calibers of weapons. I can also take this suppressor and thread it onto the barrel of this rifle over here, and the suppressor will suppress the report coming out of the barrel of the weapon. The report being the explosion of the gunpowder in the chamber and the bullet leaving the barrel. Now, there's still going to be a crack or a pop noise. That noise is the bullet reaching supersonic speeds. And a suppressor isn't going to stop that. All the suppressor does is it suppresses the report or the explosion inside the gun that sent the bullet down the barrel initially. The gas is escaping the end of the barrel. It's going to suppress that noise. But when that bullet goes supersonic, which is pretty quickly after it leaves the barrel, there is a very notable pop or crack, a lot of people describe it as, that the suppressor can't suppress. So there's this misconception that if you have a suppressor, it's like the James Bond movies where you hear a and the guy shot the gun. It's not that way, for several reasons. I'm going to set the suppressor down. This weapon, when it fires, I just want to show you, there's no magazine in the gun. The gun is clear. There's no ammunition in the gun. When this gun fires, there's an explosion in the chamber that sends the projectile down the barrel of the gun. And when it does so, it loads another round by moving the action of the gun back, and it slams shut. Listen. That noise is going to happen every time. The suppressor can't suppress that. So when you hear James Bond go and fire 3 times and you only, that's Hollywood, folks. That doesn't work that way. You're going to hear click, clack, clack of this action. You're going to hear a suppressed explosion out of the end of the barrel, but when the bullet goes supersonic, you're still going to hear a pop or a crack. It's not nearly as loud, but it's there and it's pretty notable. So a suppressor is not what a lot of you see in the movies and think about. That's not the way they work. Hopefully I'll add to this video, or maybe dub in some video of me firing a weapon suppressed, so you can hear that at some point. I'll try to do that. But I wanted to get this video out as quickly as I can tonight, just to correct some information that's going on out there. So do you understand that it's not like Hollywood says? I hope that's clear to you. That makes sense. And so Hillary was saying that if this shooter in this hotel had suppressors, that the people wouldn't have heard any noises and they wouldn't have known where the bullets were coming from. And that's just not the case. There would still be sound. There would still be a crack as the bullet went supersonic. Also, there would be muzzle flash. And there's a lot of discussion about that right now in a lot of the cell phone videos that were taken. Some very interesting things out there being discussed regarding muzzle flash. That's a whole nother video. Another discussion that's going on in the media, they keep calling these guns this guy had assault weapons or semi-automatic. I heard in the video automatic weapon fire. And I talked in my other 2 videos that I've recorded the difference between semi-automatic and automatic weapon fire. I've got my son Brooks helping me shoot this video tonight. Brooks, will you grab that, the middle one up there? Yeah.
This one?
Yep. He's going to hand me a weapon here. Oh, you turned your camera. Okay. So we used this gun in the past videos. This is that Ruger Mini 14 or the Ranch rifle. And if y'all remember, this is the weapon that I used to describe a semi-automatic weapon. If this was a loaded weapon right now and I pulled the trigger, explosion would happen in the chamber, a projectile would take off down the barrel. That explosion, the gas would move the action of the gun back and load another round. Now, that's a semi-automatic weapon. I got to pull the trigger again and the action moves, loads another round. An automatic weapon, which is what I heard in those videos, is you can pull this trigger, and this action is going to run pretty much continuously. It's going to come back, load another round, put itself in battery fire, and do it over and over and over at a very high rate of speed. You know, hundreds of rounds per minute. That's what I heard in the video. Now, there's a lot of speculation out there, whether there was more than one shooter, or there were, you know, all kinds of things going on. A couple of observations I'll make is that typically automatic weapon fire, they'll have a 30 round magazine. And keep in mind, we covered this before, these are magazines, not clips. The magazine is what holds the ammunition, and that's, if it's 30 round magazine, this gun can fire 30 trigger pulls before I have to put another magazine in the gun. What I heard in the videos was not necessarily ever 30 rounds at a time, and there was lots of interruptions. So I heard maybe some poorly running automatic weapons that were jamming, or he was having to, you know, clear misfeeds or something. I heard someone today say, and I really respect this guy's opinion that said it, he thinks they were using a bump fire stock, which that's a whole nother discussion. A bump fire, and this is not a good weapon to show this on, but a bump fire stock is a legal alternative or accessory that you can add to a semi-automatic weapon, that the stock on the gun slides back and forth. And it's a bit of a loophole in that you can hold the gun and hold your finger on the trigger and pull the gun forward with your forearm of your left hand, and as you pull that gun forward, it pulls the trigger into your finger and the gun fires, and the concussion or the kick of the weapon comes back, and you're still pushing forward with this hand. So as you continue to push forward, what you can get is what they call a bump fire situation, or a situation where you can get several rounds off pretty fast. Now, I've shot bump fire weapons. I can't hit the broadside of a barn. You're pulling on the gun, you can't get down on it, it's moving around, this stock is sliding in your hand. I just don't see where that individual could have gotten off the number of rounds that he did using bump fire stocks, but maybe he did. The whole discussion that I wanted to go to with that is, and saying that he had an automatic weapon, and I heard automatic weapon fire, is I talked about in the first two videos, a semi-automatic weapon. Americans, we have these, we get these, they're hunting rifles, they're all over the place. Automatic weapons, we can get them, but you better have a fat checkbook, 10 to 25,000 per gun to get one bought. And that's after you go through a very extensive background check, the bat fee application with the ATF guys. There's all kinds of paperwork you've got to go through. Again, the 7 to 9 month waiting period. Then you pay a tax stamp on top of that. And then you get the weapon, and then they check up on you. And that's just to get one. And they said this guy had 10 or something in the room. So if this guy had 10 legally purchased automatic weapons, they know all about him. They know everything there is to know about him. Probably even have a psych profile on him. So, did he have automatic weapons? Did he get them legally? Were they not automatic, but maybe bump fire or modified weapons? I don't know. I heard someone else say, and I respect their opinion, they heard a belt-fed gun. And they've heard lots, they've been in action and fought for our military, and they would know. So there's a lot of things going to come out still with the Vegas shooting, but so far, for Hillary to politicize it and say we need to get rid of suppressors, a suppressor has nothing to do with what happened in Vegas. And then there's all kinds of people talking in social media about we need to ban assault weapons. Remember, from the first two videos, this is considered an assault weapon. What that guy was shooting, if they were automatic, is already highly regulated, nearly impossible to obtain, and unless you're independently wealthy, probably not going to have one. So what gun law or what gun control would have changed anything about what happened in Vegas. I don't think anything would have. And again, we can make laws to restrict access to weapons, but guys like that did what he did, he's not going to obey the law to get his weapon. He's going to get his weapon however he can, legally or illegally. There are illegal ways to obtain weapons, and so I don't think additional laws would have fixed anything that happened in Vegas. It's sad, it's terrible, it's horrible, it's awful. There's all these adjectives you can use to describe what happened there. It's a horrible thing. But would additional gun laws prevent it? I don't think so. It's back to my first two videos. Until America embraces this divide that we have going, this racial divide, this socioeconomic divide. We keep dividing ourselves by politics, by money, by race, by geographic region, or by sports team, or by whether you take a knee or you don't take a knee, or by, as long as we continue to be this divisive as a country, and we segregate ourselves up in groups, and we continue to run from God as a country, this stuff's going to happen. And it's a heart issue. It's the heart of the man pulling the trigger. I've said that over and over. And until we get out there and fix some hearts, and the church rises up and does the things that she needs to be doing in our society, and we don't have hearts of men out there that want to spray bullets into crowds of people, you're not going to stop it. And there's no law can be formed to stop it. So anyway, long discussion. Could be a whole lot longer. There's 1,000 rabbit trails with this. I tried to stay out of them. I tried to stay politically neutral. I didn't want this to be a political video. I just wanted to show some facts about suppressors, about automatic versus semi-automatic. And as things continue to unfold in the media, maybe we'll shoot another one. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really tired tonight, and I didn't want to do this, but after sitting down in the chair after a long day and seeing all the junk out there, I thought it would probably be time well spent to sit down and talk about a few of these topics. So anyway, OK Farmer here, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.